Hey bro, listen. PP checklist, Hegid, MSRA is complete for this CSE. But OMG, this HCOM labels reads like a GHS nightmare. What do you think? Is there any idealist situation with LEL potential? Do the team need an APR or full SCBA for this CSE? RLI, I'm not sure. IDK. How do you feel when someone is having conversation like this? Confused or feels like this is too much as it's full of abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism? For example, IDK, I don't know. RLY, really? CSE, confined space entry. PPE, personal protective equipment, and so on. The HSC world is a jungle full of abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism. Not only the HSC world, but today's digital era and social media texting has generated abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism more than ever. And sometimes it could be exhaustive, not only to the newcomers, but also to the professionals. So you might be thinking, Bridges, got it, your point. But what is the difference between abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism? Abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism are shortened forms of word or phrases. Most people think they are interchangeable and use it that way, but there are slight differences. So let's explore them. Abbreviations is an umbrella term. Basically, all these shortened or contracted forms of a word or phrase we use it on a daily basis are abbreviations. For example, RLY is shortened form of really. MGMT is shortened form of the word management. REP or REP is for representative. But PPE, HCOM are abbreviations as well as acronyms and initialism. Why? Because acronyms and initialism are a type of abbreviations. Acronym and initialism are formed by taking the initials or the first letter of each multiple words or phrases. So you might have a question here. When do we call them as acronyms and when to call them as initialism? Let's find out. Acronyms are pronounced as a single word, like scuba. We call it scuba, not SCUBA. Like that, there are many letters we used in the HSC field, like OSHA, NIBOSH, OPEC, laser. We call it laser, not LASER. So acronyms are pronounced as a new word, but initialism are generally pronounced by saying each letter of the acronyms. Let's see example like PPE or SOP. We don't call it soap, we call it SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. I hope that makes sense. Let's recap the learning so far and summarize the difference of these terms with example. So what we are seeing here, 3 columns, abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism. So we'll compare, start by their definition. Abbreviations are basically shortened or contracted form of a word or phrase. Acronyms, they are basically formed by taking the initials or the first letter of multiple word phrases. Initialism, they are same like acronyms. Okay, so now let's move to the next section where we are going to see the difference between abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism. So as we said earlier, all acronyms and initialism are type of a abbreviation. So abbreviation is a umbrella terms. Acronyms is pronounced as a single word and initialism is pronounced by saying each letter. That is the basic difference between acronyms and initialism. We will see these by example in the next slide. So here are examples like abbreviations. VS we call verses. Now let's move to acronyms. Acronyms is take example scuba. So scuba, how it is made? It taken the first letter of each words like S for self, C for contain, U for underwater, B for breathing apparatus, and A for apparatus. That's how it become scuba. So it taken S, C, U, B, A and formed a new word. So remember, acronyms always form a new word. Now let's move to initialism. So here example of PPE. How it forms? It take P from the personal and another P from protective and E for from equipment. So how it become PPE? So have you seen the major difference between acronyms and initialism? It's form acronyms form a new word and initialism form a by taking individual letters and then we pronounce it as a letter by letter. Let's take another example. Abbreviations. REP is a shortened form of representative. Now move to acronyms. OSHA, very popular, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. So we have taken OSHA from there and we call it at OSHA. Initialism, SOP, SOP, S for standard, O for operating, P for procedure. I hope this video may have helped you to understand the basics of abbreviations and acronyms. In the next part of this video, we will explore why abbreviations and acronyms are so commonly used in the HSE field. What are their disadvantages when we use these terms very frequently, and some of the tips as well as important consideration while using these terms during communication and reporting. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more video updates. With this, I Brijesh Kumar signing off. Stay safe, stay healthy.